Welcome. Thank you for coming through. For those of you who do not know, my name is Leroy, and one of the things I do is I help businesses be capital attractive. Now, I know we talk a lot about business owners and entrepreneurs, and they get a lot of spotlight. Matter of fact, they get a lot of love. But most people work a job. Some call W-2 earners. I'm here to say there's nothing wrong with that. And to be honest, there are so many people who work a job who have set up a pretty good lifestyle for themselves, a great quality of life. What I want to do is in this video, I'm going to be talking about ways for you to be able to increase your network as well as your quality of life as an employee. So let's get right into it. First off, there's a lot of money on the table, And I know some may be saying, listen, not on my table, I get all the money off my table. But there's even more money on the table that you may not be aware of. Let's start off with the first one. This is a layup. And this is for employees who have jobs where their employers offer 401k match or retirement matching, okay? Because in case you work for a certain nonprofit or school district, you don't use 401k. It's a different, number, letter situation. You know what I'm talking about. So if you have an employer that does the match, this is something that you want to be taking advantage of. Let me break it down how this works. It's pretty much like your employer saying, you going to your employer and saying, hey, you want to go half with me on my retirement? And they're like, yeah, I do that. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of it. And how do you do that? Well, what you do is that you get with your employer and you find out, hey, do y'all do match? Like, do y'all match retirement? They say, yeah. And you say, okay, how much? They say, okay, 3%. You're like, well, cool. I want to start taking 3% of my check out so we can go towards my 401k or whatever retirement plan that is in order to make sure that I get that match. Now, you have employers that do 3%, 5, 6, and some even more than 6%. But you want to be able to contribute at least up to the match because that is money that you're leaving on the table. It's money you're leaving on the table because if you are not willing to put in, they don't put in. So it's almost like that, just like they're like, hey, I put mine in, you put yours in. That's the way it works. So if you're not putting anything in, then they're not putting anything in. If they're not putting anything in, then you just left money on the table. It's a layup because this is like the easiest thing to do. All you have to do is contact your employer and let them know, hey, I'm in. What they do is that they take a look at the amount of money that you make, and you can compute this yourself. They take a look at your salary and they say, all right, we match. Let's say if they match up to 6%, then what you do is you take your annual salary and you're like, all right, well, cool. They match 6% of this. So that means that I'm going to look to put back 6% of my salary over the year in order to make sure I get the match. Or if you get paid and it's hourly and you say, all right, well, let me take a look at my check. You can literally look at your check and say, okay, this is how much I get paid. They say they match up to 5%. So in that case, I can do 5% of this amount. And this is the amount I need to be putting back. Because if you don't do that, you're leaving the money on the table. And to take a step further, if you have the type of company that you work for that allows you to be able to pick the funds that you invest in, oh, that's even better. But see, that's a whole nother video. We'll get into that some other time. Okay, the next thing that you can do is begin to put some money back. I like to call it savings. And I think the best way to do this is to create a bill. Yeah, create it like a bill. And I call this bill the you owe me some money, I'm going to get you when I see you fund. Yeah, you owe me some money, I'm going to get you when I see you fund. And the way that works is I want you to be scared of yourself. Matter of fact, I want you to believe that Black Panther is your alter ego. And you owe Black Panther some money. And this is Black Panther that got the claws, the whole vibranium suit and everything. And you know that you are going to run across Black Panther soon. You will make sure you have Black Panther money. Like you will literally make sure you're like, hey, I don't want no trouble with it. I want you to be the same way about yourself. I want you to be like scared of yourself. I want you to say, if I don't put this money, myself going to get me. Okay. Claws and all. So what I want you to do then is say, hey, every month or every paycheck, I'm taking this amount of money out and I'm going to go ahead and have it automatically transferred to this different account, to a savings account maybe. And if you cannot do it with automatically it's transferred, then you're going to have to trust you because you know that if you don't pay you already know what's happened. You're getting the clause and you don't want the clause. So as a result, you're going to take this money out and then you're going to physically go and put it in that different account. OK, that way you're putting money back. All right. You need to make sure that you have that. Looking at the current savings rate, I think you can tell that the pandemic, also with the rising prices known as inflation, has really put a dent in the amount of money that people have saved. So as a result, the amount of money that people have saved has decreased drastically. And research shows that personal savings rate has fallen to 3.5% in 2022. from 9.1% in January of 2020. And what that really comes to is the fact that from a personal savings dollar amount, that means that the personal savings is down from $1.41 trillion in 2019, which was before the pandemic, is now down to $629 billion here in 2022. However, see, the need for us to be able to save has not went away. Now, it's usually best to be able to have months of your expenses saved up. If you can have 3 to even 6 months of your expenses saved up, that's usually pretty good. Now, here's the deal about that. Although it's good to have, I understand. One, it's difficult to do. And then the next thing is that it also takes some time. So that brings me to the next point. The next thing you can do is stop paying full price. Stop paying full price. Listen, I don't know the last time that I've paid full price for anything. I don't know the last time. Well, it was there one time in Vegas, but I didn't like it. And so I know some may be saying, what do you mean you don't pay full price? I mean, what you got some kind of discount code? I know you use coupons. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I don't pay full price. And part of the reason why I don't pay full price is because I plan where I spend. All right. And this isn't the case in which I'm talking about. I go to all the stores and get the ads and see who got what on sale and I buy there and then I don't go buy that. No, I mean, that's a lot of work and that really helps as well, too. But that's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to, and it also makes me think of that Walmart ad match. I don't know if Walmart does it anymore. I remember in the past, you can take the grocery ad to Walmart and say, hey, listen, Kroger got it for the low. I'm just going to have to go over there. They say, no, we want your business. This is the Sam Walton way. We want your business. We'll match it. Give it to them for what they could buy it for there. I don't even know if they do that anymore, but that's not what I'm referring to. What I'm referring to is the frequent way that I ensure that I do not pay full price is that I use high rewards cashback credit cards in the common places that I spend. Now, this isn't an ad for a credit card, but this would be a great place to put an ad for a credit card. So credit card companies, make sure that you get with me, okay? I would love to put your company and your logo on your credit card somewhere on this screen and tell the people why getting a credit card from you would be so great, all right? But you haven't reached out to me yet, but don't worry. I can always go back, re-edit this video, and put it back out there. Let's get back to the video. Let me explain further. If I go to the pump, there are two things I do to help ensure that I do not pay whatever gas price they have listed. One, because I'm way too capital attractive for that. Trying to work on my wink. But the primary reason why I don't pay whatever price is on the pump is number one, I go to the gas station that allow me to use loyalty reward points, like loyalty reward members. So as a result, I get like 5 or 10 cents off a gallon. All right, that's each gallon. So I only go to the places that allow me to be able to utilize that. And they're all in the areas in which I am. And the second thing that I do is I use this credit card. I have a credit card that gives me over 3% cash back when it comes down to purchasing gas. Actually, it's a little bit more, but who's counting? So that means that when I go to the gas pump, I'm getting my 5 or 10 cent discount off. And then I also get a chance to get over 3% cash back from my credit card use. Now, this doesn't just work for gas pumps, okay? I use this everywhere. Like I said, I don't pay full price anymore. So even when I go to restaurants I like to go to, I get cash back there. So I use my credit card and I get at least 3% off on the restaurants and things I go to. So what does this look like? So I took myself out the other day to eat. Why? Because I found myself attractive. Capital attractive. So when they brought the bill out, the bill said $50, but the bill wasn't $50. No, because I get the cash back. So instead of being $50, it's really more like $48.50. Yeah. And so for anybody who's like, listen, $1.50, man, seriously, $1.50, man, I can pay. All right, so if it ain't nothing you, how about you come and you pay all of my 2 and 3%, okay? That way, since it's nothing, right? Since it's nothing, you can come and pay all my 2% and 3%. That way I can save even more. And it's no sense you getting it because you don't want to take advantage of this anyway, all right? So how about you do that for me? Now, where I see a really big benefit from this is when I go to buy clothes, all right? And so for some of y'all who've seen my previous video, you know I talked about the off-season shopping, but this isn't the case, although you should check that video out, right? I think it's right here. Is that it? Look at that. magically appeared. So what you should do, you should check the video out. So this isn't talking about off-season shopping. No, this is talking about me being able to utilize a card in order to be able to get the cash back that cover purchases like clothes and things that I may buy. Now, the thing I like about this card, and some other cards do as well too, not only do I get my regular cash back, but sometimes they have like what I like to call additional reward categories or additional reward stores, which allows me to be able to go to stores I already was planning on going to anyway, and I get an additional amount off. Let me explain. So Domino's, shout out to Domino's. They always make the food quick. I went to Domino's and the total was like maybe $30. The total was like maybe $30. So first off, I get 3% off the top. But I also had an additional reward I was able to get off. Yeah, it was like 10%. So can you imagine that? That means that instead of getting 3%, I got a total of 13% off. That is me, instead of paying $30, paying about like $26 and some change, like $26 and what, like 10 cents or something. So that right there allowed me to be able to get even cheaper food. Okay. So like I said, I don't pay full price, and I've gotten spoiled to this. And for those of you who are listening, like, come on, man, you know what? I think all that's good, but man, my credit report messed up. I can't get no card like that. I feel you. What I think you have to do is you have to do what you can in order to be able to improve your report. One of the things you can do to be able to help expedite the time in order it takes for you to be able to get a credit card, if you do not have the proper credit report maybe that's needed, is for you to do what I like to call a secure credit card. You want to take amount of money and you want to be able to say, hey, listen, y'all can trust me. Matter of fact, you can trust me because I'm willing to put my money up for this card just to show you I'm not who you think that I am. I'm not who you think that I am. Matter of fact, some of y'all, while you're at it, some of y'all need to apologize to the credit card companies. No, you need to apologize. The reason why you need to apologize because you and I both know that those calls are monitored for what? Quality assurance. And they got to record it. And they got to record it with you saying, yeah, this is what you say, homie. If you call my phone one more, listen, no, homie, no, listen, homie. I ain't the one who trying to understand if the check is in the mail. I ain't trying to understand if the money been sent, and I ain't trying to give an understanding either. And they got all that recorded. So you may want to apologize. When you do, just tell them and say, hey, listen, I'm sorry about that. I was listening to Charleston White in the background, and I had my TV up so loud, you probably thought that was, intended towards you, and it wasn't. Matter of fact, I was actually looking at my calendar, just trying to see when I was going to be able to send you the check out. I'm sorry if it was any kind of misunderstanding. Do you mind if I, put some money up in order to be able to get a credit card with you all, and I'll just, I'll secure it with myself just to kind of let you know that, I'm not, who you may have thought I was on that recording. That's not me at all. Okay, so it's getting close to the time that I had in mind in order how long I want this video to be. So before we go, I want to just mention to you. So right now we're in a recession, we're in a storm, and it can seem like that's going to drain you financially. One thing I realize is that no storm lasts forever. And there are so many cases where people come out of that storm financially even better. And that's what I want for you, because even in recessions, there are always opportunities. There are opportunities to buy real estate. There's opportunities to get another job. There's opportunities to get a raise on your job. There are even opportunities for you to create. There's opportunities for you to be able to buy stock at lower prices. There are opportunities for you to be able to create. There are opportunities for you to be able to utilize this information in order to be more financially aware. There's opportunities to cut your expenses. There are opportunities for you to be able to save more and put these practices to use. Because when you do that, you're going to be able to increase what you're currently doing. And when you increase what you're currently doing, you got more. So as you have more, then that's going to increase your net worth. And as you increase that net worth, you tend to also increase that quality of life. Speaking of worth, I hope you got a lot of worth out of this video. And it's something that you can use to help increase your net worth as well as that quality of life. So until the next time, I'm going to see you on the next one.